It's time for some attitude.
Oh my God! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me!
Featuring two guys who got the attitudes to match.
I'm not your kid! Make yourself famous!
You're listening to the Bottom Line Podcast with Stevie and the Big Guy.
That's a lot of weight. There's 200-300 pounders up there.
And it starts now.
Episode number 7 of the Bottom Line Podcast. I'm your host, Stevie, with my co-host, Big Guy, and we got a special guest host today, Ricky. Welcome, guys.
What's up?
How you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Good.
I'm alright.
Just alright?
Yeah.
Why are you just alright?
Oh, we'll get into the...
Oh, did you not enjoy the pay-per-view? Okay, fair enough. So, we're here to review Summerslam 1996. I believe it started with Owen Hart versus Savio Vega. Barbo, I was actually scared for you during this match.
Were you?
I was. Because I thought they could give the face to win here. And I know how upset you would have been if Owen Hart lost his first match.
Oh, this was not going to happen. I was not worried at all.
I was worried. I like the match itself. It's actually probably one of the better Savio Vega matches I've seen. I'm just not a fan. I know Andy really liked him, but I don't get it. He's garbage to me.
I don't think he's that bad, but he's nothing too special.
I mean, he's okay. He had some flashy moves, but they all look so sloppy when he does them. 0-1 here using the arm casts to the head.
No, he won by tap out.
Well, I mean...
It was a sharpshooter submission victory.
He did not tap out. He was passed out.
It was a submission victory.
That's technical.
Exactly. He's a great technical wrestler.
What did you guys think about this match?
I mean, I'm like you on Savio. I don't see nothing too special about him, and probably the flashiest moves he had were the almost ice skating like handoff moves that he did with Owen Hart, where Owen Hart kind of stood up on his arm and he dropped him down. Probably the best thing he did, and I agree with the victory. It was the cast for the victory that was basically hit right in front of while the referee looked at it and then bounced off the ground.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
The referee was looking straight at it when it happened, and then he looked away like there was something else going on. So yeah.
Yeah, it's poorly done by the referee here. I'm sure.
Yeah. He looked right at it as it bounced, and he realized. I think he realized he was looking at it, so he had to look the complete other direction at something that wasn't even happening. So.
See, we can all agree it's the ref's fault. It was not Owen's fault. He did not cheat.
I think that Owen slipped and accidentally lost his cast and hit Savio Vega in the head.
Yeah, he needs to get that looked at. I'm surprised they didn't bring an ambulance down to take him away to tighten that cast up.
Oh, you're being such a heel right now. It's awesome.
Can we also just point out that that is the best singlet I've ever seen on a wrestler?
Oh, yeah?
With the Slammy winner on each side.
Oh, no. Isn't it great?
Oh, man, I'm in love.
I know you are. He's great. I mean, the whole slamming thing is so funny because no one else takes him seriously, and no one treats him like the world title. Could you imagine if Owen ever won the world title?
Whoa. Spoiler alert.
Come on, Marvel. You know he didn't win the world title.
In my heart, he did.
He won the world title to your heart?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next match.
Whoa.
Well, one more question here.
Sure.
What was up with Clarence Mason? Who's this guy?
He's basically like, he has a lawyer gimmick where he, represents bad clients, basically.
Right.
And he just brought in Crush to the WWE. If you remember Crush, he came back.
Yeah, right.
But, I mean, I think right now he's just trying to steal Jim Cornette's clients. I really don't know where this is headed, because My memory serves me as they worked together, but I thought that already happened. So maybe they don't. I don't know. It's really weird that he was out there. I'm sure we're going to see more of it on Raw next week.
So was this the one that JBL came out at the end of? I forget. What did JBL come out?
That's what I was going to say. Before we go to the next match, he came out and attacked Vega afterwards.
He was Justin Hawk Bradfield at that one, wasn't he?
Bradshaw, yeah.
Or Justin Hawk Bradshaw, yeah. Okay.
This is his first gimmick with the WWE. He just came up. He's very green when you see him wrestle. And let me tell you, I've seen the next pay-per-view, and it is a terrible match between those two. Get ready. Yeah, I forgot that he came out during that. I forgot.
It was forgettable. I had to write that one down. But it was funny to see him that young.
Oh yeah, it's crazy because he has brown hair too, which I don't remember him ever having up until he actually was JBL.
Right.
He always had black hair. Oh, my stupid notes. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the tag team title match now. This was something different. They don't usually have elimination tag team title matches, at least this early on. Now we see it and it's cool. But
yeah, we got one coming up.
Yeah, I don't remember there ever being one before this match. So something innovative maybe on this card already with the tag team title match.
So who went into this one with the titles? The Smoking Guns?
Smoking Guns were the tag team champions leading into this match.
Yeah, they've been the champs since we started the podcast at King of the Ring 96. So.
Okay.
Yeah, they won them at the pay-per-view right before, Beware of the Dog.
Oh, really?
Well, technically, Beware of Dog 2. That was a funny story where the power went out, and they had to redo the pay-per-view on Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah. Power went out after the first match of the pay-per-view, so they wrestled in the dark in front of the fans live all night. But the cameras didn't come back on until the main event. The Power didn't. So they were able to film the opening match and the main event, and everything else they had to do Tuesday. And then on the network, they piece it together.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's why if you watch on the network, the main event is actually the second match on the card.
Huh.
Because they literally just take Sunday, Tuesday, and just combine them.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
We'll get to shitty camera work a little later. So
yeah, I was going to say we had
match.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. I knew that was going to be something you were going to talk about. So the Baidanas versus the Smoking Guns versus the New Rockers versus the Goblins. What a match for a tag team match, at least. I enjoyed it a lot. What did you
not
guys
too bad.
think?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I liked, never seen Leif Cassidy before, though, but Marty Jannetty, you just kind of feel bad for him when he's in this thing, and then they got, him with that guy, and then you got Shawn Michaels in the main event,
Well, you actually have seen Leif Cassidy, probably. Do you know of the wrestler Al Snow?
Yeah.
That's him.
That's Al Snow?
Yep. That's
wow.
his gimmick in WWE.
I didn't even recognize him. He had blonde hair and long, wow. I'm going to have to go back and watch that again.
Yeah, this is right before he goes to ECW and recreates himself as Al Snow and,
wow.
talks to Head and shit.
Then we had, Skip and Zip and the Body Donnas?
Yeah. They were an alright team, but I never was really a big fan of them.
Yeah, I think that was my first time seeing them, too. But I always liked the Godwins. They kind of stuck around for a while, and they had the slop drop, which is pretty good slam.
Yeah, the reverse DT.
Yeah.
They're a lot better than I thought they were going to be. The first time I saw them, I was like, oh, God, this is going to be...
They had Hillbilly Jim with him.
Yeah, Hillbilly Jim. He was on Legends House, if you guys ever watched that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was in the first and only season.
He was even on a cartoon, wasn't he? The Rock and Roll, whatever that was, the Hulk Hogan cartoon?
I'm sure everyone was on that thing.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to get their name on that. So the Body Dots went first. Then the New Rockers got eliminated. So, were you thinking Godwin's got this, Marvel?
No, I figured that they were going to retain.
And they did. So, still champion Smoking Guns. I like the match a lot, though. It's really good. I love elimination matches. If it's elimination for a title, I am game. I love it. Because that way you don't have, like, you can't protect anyone. There's always going to be a clear winner.
Yeah, I could see that.
So the third match was British Bulldog versus Psycho Sid. And I gotta say, Sid looked better in this match than he has in any other previous match. His chokeslam and powerbomb both looked brutal in comparison to recent weeks where they both looked not so brutal. It looked like he was basically setting him down before this match.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a pretty good power bomb because he put Bulldog down hard. He didn't shake at all, so I thought he looked pretty good. This was a good looking Sid Vicious on this one.
Yeah, he actually got him up for the bomb too, instead of just basically flipping him over and dropping him.
Yeah, and Sid Vicious, he's no stranger to botching some stuff. So yeah, he did pretty good in this one.
I was really surprised how much the crowd was behind him.
Right. I'm wondering too, was that sometimes they dub the songs. I wonder if that was his real song that he came out to because it seemed kind of
that's actually his entrance.
That's his entrance. Okay, it seemed kind of dubbed over for some reason.
They might have enhanced it because it might have sounded shoddy or something.
Right.
I could see them doing that, but yeah, Psycho Sid, that's his theme song. I remember as a kid, when I went back and watched these, that theme song actually freaked me out.
Yeah, it was kind of freaky. I didn't remember it too much, but
yeah, I just remember like cringing every time I heard it. Like it just creeped me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're playing off of the Psycho from the 1960 Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
I've actually been watching.
It's supposed to be creepy.
I've been watching Bates Motel. It's pretty good on Netflix.
Okay.
So we had another instance.
Well, hang on.
Oh.
First, I just wanted to mention, I thought it was kind of funny in my notes because whenever it started off the pay-per-view, I wrote down the note, a Gund Arena shout-out, and I liked the city view because they showed like Jacobs Field and a couple of different, city landmarks before they jumped into the pay-per-view.
Yeah, definitely.
And then they did this little package after that, match, and I wrote the note, this is too much, I take it back. Because they went on like a 15-minute diatribe.
I know!
About, like, painting over graffiti in the city, and these people did autographs, and we ran around the stadium, and Lawler went to a game, and it went on forever.
I know.
Oh yeah, Lawler at the game. I forgot about that. That was pretty bad.
I don't know what they were thinking. Hey, these people paid for a pay-per-view. Let's own 15 minutes of us clean up the city.
Yeah,
we're so great.
Well,
I thought it was cool, but
I think for the people that paid for the pay-per-view, they got them worse than that later on, though.
But yeah,
I would have gladly watched this video package again before that match.
Really, you guys hated it that much?
I think not more for the pay-per-view viewers, but more for the people in the arena that had to watch that on the Titantron
20-inch TV on the side of
Oh yeah. They got the top of the line 20-inch tube TVs out there for the front row people that can't see the big screen. So
yeah,
yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah, we're getting there. But anyway, another Clarence Mason appearance, but this time it actually cost Bulldog the match because Cornette came out and they started arguing. Bulldog has the match won with a running power slam, or at least you would presume they would win with his finisher. And instead, he gets distracted by the fight outside. Sid chokeslams and powerbombs him and wins. And I thought it was a pretty decent match with two powerhouses. Usually, powerhouses, when they fight each other, it's less than desired results. But this one was decent for the limited amount of time that they gave him.
Yeah, it was a real short match. But, I mean, it seemed kind of, to me, to put Bulldog, or to put to Sid over. A Bulldog didn't really show too much in it, but it was so short that really neither of them had time to do a whole lot of things and have the other one get up and do it back to the other one. So
yeah, and I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Sid. I was never really a big fan of him, but it was a big deal that he came back, and that's why they're pushing him like that. I did look up something that you asked about with Ahmed Johnson, Barble.
Okay.
It was a legitimate kidney injury. So what happened was they taped that Raw where he won the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
And then they found out that he was having issues with his kidney. And so they dubbed over that episode Raw talking about how he was super hurt from Farouk attacking him. Which is why he didn't show the effects of being hurt.
Okay.
But they kept talking about it.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. So that's why the sudden vacancy of the title, and it was a real injury. I didn't know if it was or not, but it really was. And you're not going to see him for a while. So that clears up that. The next match here was Goldust versus Mark Merrill. We've seen it before, and I'm sure we're going to see it again. But this match was, I like this match. We got to see the debut of the Wild Thing, which is the Shooting Star Press.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And
Yeah, that was a good one. I was surprised he pulled that one off.
yeah, and he did great, too. I mean, this is one of the first big high-fly moves that the WWE has ever seen in terms of cruiserweight style, which they didn't really have many wrestlers on the roster that could do something like this. Very cool looking. But what did you guys think of that creepy Mankind interference during the match?
With Sable?
Yeah.
He was looking for his mommy, wasn't he? Or
Yeah, he keeps calling her mommy, which is weird. I think he's trying to get her to feed him. I don't know. But I liked how creeped out she was. She was like screaming as soon as she saw him. No! But what did you guys think of the match?
I liked it. Because I've been watching him a little later, and coming from Johnny B. Bad to, what was he here, the Wild Man?
Yeah.
He lost some of that kind of annoying flash that he had from Johnny B. Bad, but he kind of kept the in-ring presence. You know what I'm saying? He had the long hair, he had the flips. He was a pretty complete wrestler here. I think this is one of his higher points to me, because after this, with it kind of moved to the attention to Sable. They tried to tout him as a boxer, so he did a lot more punching, and none of this stuff he was doing here. So to me, this was a good one, and this was classic Goldust. I mean, he had some good shots in there some of the stuff he still can pull off, the drop down, uppercut punches from the ground and stuff. He had some good stuff in this one too.
Yeah, I wonder why they went with the boxer gimmick for Merrill, because it really doesn't work at all.
It was like the Attitude Era thing, they threw him in. They wanted to be Stone Cold. They threw him in a black T-shirt and some jorts, and a black bandana, and just kind of wanted him to be some type of biker tough or something. They're trying, I guess, get him far away from that image, but with that he lost a flash in the ring too.
Kind of lost himself after that.
Right.
He was never really the same after it. The only thing I liked of that gimmick was his finisher, which was one of my favorite finishers of that era. The TKO was awesome.
Yeah. But it seemed like before that it was too much, box and punch and stuff. He wasn't getting on the ropes. He wasn't, he was bouncing. He was looking almost like AJ Styles in this one. He was bouncing over the ropes with leg drops.
Oh yeah, he's insane as a Wild Man. He's great.
Yeah.
That's what I was mentioning. Very energetic match. He was all over the place.
He works his heart out during his first year in the WWE, and then they changed his gimmick, and then he becomes like really stale and like a kind of a wife abuser, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. Well, like a parody of kind of they wanted to make him a Brooklyn guy or something almost, without the accent really, but, the wife beating boxing, New York guy or something almost. And,
Yeah, I agree with that. That's definitely what they're trying to do.
That's kind of why I like him here, because going back to Johnny B. Bad or Johnny Bad where he was in WCW, it was almost too much, too feathery or something.
It was too much.
He come out and he'd have the pretty smile, and he was too much of a face, But this one I liked. This was probably one of my favorite ones I've seen him in a while.
Yeah, he has a really good year in '96, and then it just goes downhill from there. At least from what I remember.
And this was a good-looking Sable, too. This was a young, young Sable on this one too, so that was good to see her, because kind of after a while she kind of gets looking stretched out, and it's not the same purity there. I guess that's why it was so good seeing Mankind kind of chase her down in this one with her. She almost looked like a schoolgirl.
In a way, yeah. Barble, do you have anything to add to this match?
Not really. I just wrote down the energetic part, and you guys mentioned the Mankind thing. Wild thing was cool, and Goldust wins with the curtain call.
Yep, the curtain call, yeah.
Another good finisher back in the day. I don't know why he ever got rid of it. I liked it a lot.
Did you guys see the fake Goldust in the crowd?
I did not.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah, they had one out there about 3 or 4 rows back. I kept seeing.
That's a pretty bold costume for back then.
Yeah, he had the full costume.
Maybe it's Cody.
Maybe.
It kind of scares me what some of those fans are probably yelling at him back then. Like, that is probably not appropriate for the network.
Probably not. So now we have Barble's favorite feud coming to a head.
I'm not going to talk about this.
Yes, you are. Have you watched it yet? Have you watched the resurrection of Jake Roberts?
No, I'm planning on doing that this weekend.
Dude,
I've seen that. I couldn't get myself to do it yet. I need to have some time to sit down for that one.
yeah, it's rough. I mean, it's uplifting, but, he goes through a lot.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to watch this feud after seeing that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This was just one filled with personal demons and just, what did I put here? Just, his fight was against the King of the South and the King of the Beers, so.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Battling alcohol just as much as Jerry Lawler on this one.
Yeah, definitely. And Jerry Lawler, to me, is so disgusting during this feud. I'm sure Jake was, wanting him to do this to preach his word, because at this point, Jake's a born-again Christian who's trying to battle against alcoholism. And so maybe he thought this was a good idea, but it is just terrible to me.
They just let him come at him at that time. I mean, even like what Stone Cold did with him, they want to like push him as a born-again Christian and a recovering alcoholic, and then they make him look like an idiot for all that stuff.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, this is not the same Jake the Snake Roberts that, attacked Macho Man and The Undertaker. This is a different guy that they just keep embarrassing over and over again in '96.
Yeah.
He loses a 3-minute match to King and gets alcohol poured down his throat, which I'm sure isn't real alcohol, obviously.
No, it wasn't a real bottle either. You could tell he hit him in the neck with it, and then he dropped, and the thing bounced about 3 feet in the air. So.
And he was holding 2 fists with like 3 fingers in one hand.
Yeah. filled to the brim with iced tea, I'm sure, but.
But still, it's a disgusting image to see.
Yeah.
And knowing what Jake goes through before and after this is just pathetic excuse to put this as a feud in WWE.
Yeah. I didn't like this one because it was a poor showing by Jake, too. No DDT. He really didn't. He wasn't in this one.
No, he really doesn't do much offense at all. He has about a minute
before the match, the snake choke was about it. I didn't know if Lawler was going to come back or not. Yeah. But he got him pretty good with that. But as soon as he put that away, and Lawler came in, it was kind of one-sided. There wasn't nothing good by Jake Roberts. They couldn't even let him get the DDT in, which is a shame.
Yeah, I know, it is a shame. I always love seeing that DDT. And then we got to see King get set up with a new feud again, Barble. Aren't you excited? Now,
I am. That's literally the only notes I took for this match.
Mark Henry?
It says Mark Henry? Question mark. Good to see him.
Look
dressed
how
in
different
white.
he looks.
Dressed all in white.
He looks so, muscles in comparison to anything before or anything after. I mean, if you look at him now, he does not look anything like this.
No.
Well, 2 weeks after he just competed at the Olympics in '96, so.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It is.
Olympics
right
was early August, and this is August 18th, so.
Yep. So, yeah, he's at his prime condition. But he's been working with WWE all year. They actually...
Oh, really?
I believe they show him at Royal Rumble.
Okay.
But I think he signed after the
Yeah.
Olympics.
what they were saying is he hadn't been in the ring yet, so I guess they've just been doing promos with him to that point.
Yeah, just letting him train for the Olympics while he
Yeah.
under contract still.
Yep.
So much left in this guy's career. They did a lot with him in between now and then, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
So many
I'd really
different
like
things.
to see another real good push before he's done too. I don't know if they're going to do it, but
not going to. So don't get your hopes up.
I don't know. With the brand split, they might have a little shot for him. You know,
They don't know what to do with him
run.
besides him being the USA guy against Rusev. I mean, that's him and Jack Swagger's that's the only thing that puts meals on their table.
Basically.
They just come out and represent the USA against the hot foreign guy at the moment and lose. Or they chase him off.
All right. So we finally got to the match that I've wanted to talk about. Undertaker versus Mankind in the Boiler Room Brawl match. I want to hear what you guys think first.
Andrew?
Good Lord. This was terrible. There's no commentary. There's no crowd reaction. We're just seeing a video feed with some very, very small audio pickups of Mankind screaming like a goddamn pig. And it goes on for 15 minutes back there.
Yeah, it's just, that's what I got down here, just horrible audio. That's the first thing I wrote down. You couldn't barely hear what they were doing, and then, all you could hear was the tings of there was so many, I mean, how many metal bars are you going to stack against the wall in one area like that?
Yeah.
Like I was trying to figure out, is that a boiler room? What is that? And then they had the fake steam shooting his face, and it was
an open trash can filled with newspapers. There's what? No.
Probably the move that looked like it hurt the worst was Mankind went up twice on ladders and did elbow drops or whatever, tried to. The first time he went up and actually did one, and he was only maybe about 3 or 4 rungs up. That one probably hurt because that one looked like he landed on his hip, but it took him a while to get up. But then the other one, they had him flip over onto whatever it is, a tarp over a bunch of cardboard boxes with a pad underneath, very obviously slowly land on that, and then, continue to pull metal bars off of shelves and off the wall and, to land on each other. I mean, it was not a lot of stuff. And then what's up with the fake distortion that really, like, you would think it would come back to something different, like some type of torturous move, but it come back to them just like, grappling. It wasn't nothing,
There's
no
like
real
a body
to it.
slam at one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess there was just a one, but it went out for a real long time. And you think, you come back to them having something set up that's real brutal or something cool, and it's really not, not much. They're just kind of in the same spot.
Is that all you guys have to say about it?
Yeah, well, and then, like,
you
feel bad for that live crowd, too, because they just had that whole Lawler and Jake the Snake thing, and then they got to sit through this back to back.
Like we said earlier, too, with
that championship match was decent.
Yeah, and they set up the 4 TVs out there for them to watch up front, and they it was kind of funny when he came out there and he pushed it, and then the PA guys looking at him like, what the hell? Like, he almost pushed the TV on top of him. Them things are the old tube TVs. It almost crushed that guy.
Murder someone at a WWE event. What?
Yeah, TV death.
And then they finally get to the ring, and I'm like, okay, good. This is finally over. And then it's still another
the damn
10 minutes out there.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Paul Bearer, too, having to wait in the ring this whole time, probably. Hopefully they gave him a stool or something.
Yeah.
To wait that 15 minutes for them to shove each other around in that back room before they crawled out to the ring.
Yeah.
He's like sitting on a stool drinking a cup of tea, like.
And then Undertaker gets up from like 4 mandible claws, but then he finally gets knocked out with an urn.
Yeah.
And then has to be carried away by druids that take an hour to fucking get to the ring, too.
Right. Another one of Undertaker's great loss, his loss entrances or exits, or I guess you should say, like the infamous lightning bolt from the sky to the casket, and he showed back up in the screen.
Yeah, I remember that.
They even still try to do stuff like that with him today. The lightning bolts inside of the arena, but that was, I guess they tried to. This was just an attempt to make it seem kind of creepy, And at SummerSlam, this was a weird tone for a SummerSlam, too. There was no indications of it being summer.
Yeah, there really wasn't. You're right. Besides the free-for-all pre-show, which we weren't able to see, which was the Bikini Beach Blast-Off between all three females.
Are those available on the WWE Network, or
No, unfortunately.
they don't have them on there yet, huh? Are they on YouTube?
You might be able to find it on YouTube.
I didn't go looking for it, but I was looking on, at the match notes. I was like, well, shit, Stone Cold versus Yokozuna. I'd rather see that than most of the ones on the card.
Yeah. I would like to see that match, too. I think it was only like 3 minutes long, but I still would like to see it.
Right.
I was actually surprised they kept him off the card, too.
Right.
But you were able to see, like, Savio Vega on the card. I would have rather seen Austin versus Owen or something.
Right.
But about this match. So, yes, if you're looking at it from a perspective of it's 2016, watching this match, it's just garbage because they're doing a lot of stuff you've seen all throughout years. But this is actually the first time that WWE has had what I would consider a hardcore match. They've had ladder matches and they've had cage matches, but there's only a certain degree of hardcore to both of those match types. Well, at least the ladder match nowadays is more hardcore, but back then it was very light hardcore to that match. It was more flashy spots. So what you're seeing here is the first ever mainstream hardcore match. And so I can see why they did the distorted image to the match, because they didn't know what they could really get away with in '96 on pay-per-view. And so this is them like treading lightly with a hardcore match. But
where were they getting this from at this time? I mean, who else was doing these things?
ECW.
ECW was doing hardcore matches at this time?
Yes, but they weren't mainstream.
Right.
So
I get that. I get that. Looking back at it now as it being their first attempt at it, it's amateur is what it is, but it is, I guess it's more important to me now, I guess.
This is what basically helps create the Attitude Era. People saw this match and they loved it. Even I get how that could be hard to see because of how like shoddy it is. But in '96, this is one hell of a match. I mean, this is insane. It's unheard of for a national level to see something. So
and this probably moves on to many injuries for Mankind in the future, or Mick Foley.
I mean, it does. It definitely does. But this is a big moment for the Attitude Era, the pre-Attitude Era. And it was kind of cool because Mankind gets put really over in this match. I mean, he dominates The Undertaker like he's never been dominated before. I mean, yeah, Undertaker will have won the match if it weren't for Paul Bearer, but no one has ever beat down The Undertaker like Mankind did in this match. So it's important to note that Mankind also became a main eventer after this. I mean, this is really what solidified him as a star. He doesn't get that world title pushed until '98, but this is what made him a dread. I just wanted to point that out because I know while the match was goofy for seeing it in today's times, it's actually really important and a great step towards what we know and love of the Attitude Era.
I'm sorry, I was watching the match again and fell asleep. Did you say something the last time?
I hate you, Marvel.
Oh, okay, yeah, I knew that already, so I didn't miss anything.
Wow. Alright, I'm ready to move on to the main event if you guys are.
Let's do it.
Alright, the main
It's
event...
time.
Oh, were you going to introduce them?
No, I'm just saying it's time. Why, what were you thinking?
I thought you were going to say it's Vader time.
Oh, is it?
It could be. Do you want it to be?
Not really.
Okay. Fair enough. I told you this match was awesome. To me, it was a great David vs. Goliath match. Vader beats the absolute hell out of Shawn for most of the match. But you get to see the comeback, sort of, and then they get counted out. Or, well, Shawn does. Vader wins, and Jim Cornette calls HBK gutless. And after, 3 minutes of standing around, they restart the match. And then HBK gets the upper hand, but Jim Cornette interferes and stops him from doing a sweet chin. So he grabs the tennis racket and he wails on Vader, and then he just absolutely destroys Jim Cornette with that.
Cornette, yeah.
My favorite point of the match.
I actually felt bad for Jim Cornette because I feel like Shawn Michaels was not holding back here.
Yeah,
I don't think he was.
pretty hard.
You could hear it.
It looks brutal, and I don't think he was supposed to do that. I think these guys actually have a pretty big history of hating each other, so this might have been like legit heat here.
Yeah, this was his chance because he was chasing him. You know, he hit Vader a few times, and he just chased him down, beat him all the way out the ring.
Yeah, you would think he'd do that to Vader.
No, he hit Vader like 3 or 4 times, and then he hit him maybe more times than that, but he was hitting Cornette harder.
Oh, he was hitting way harder.
He was wailing on him.
He was like, I'm going to destroy him with this Tuesday. He is just absolutely brutal with it. So then, for some reason, Jim Cornette is able to stand at this point, and he calls HBK gutless again because he lost by DQ. So we get a third start to this match, and Vader kicks out of the Sweet Chin music. I don't think this has ever happened before. It is huge. But then Shawn still ends up winning with a moonsault, which was kind of shocking they won with a moonsault.
And that Vader did one. Holy shit.
Wasn't that impressive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
When he did it, I'm like, oh my god, Shawn's way too close to that turnbuckle. He needs to, like, roll.
Okay. I knew he wasn't going to hit it, but...
Vader took a lot of big falls, too, man. He went out of the ring over the ropes a couple times and landed on his back. I mean, he kept getting up, man. He's pretty agile.
Yeah, I mean, props to both guys because they made this match awesome. I mean, Vader really worked his ass off in this match to look like a monster. And I think Shawn worked his ass off at making Vader look like a monster, but still making himself look good in the process.
Right.
This is definitely... I saw it during this match. The cameraman is, like, right in HBK's face. And HBK, like, pushes the cameraman.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was cool.
It was cool, but it's definitely not what HBK should be doing, being the super ultra face he is right now.
Yeah.
It's very uncharacteristic.
Can we beef up security at these arenas a little bit? This is 2 pay-per-views in a row that fans have jumped into the aisle while he's walking in.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
Well, the first one was the guardrail, like, falling over. But this one was... It's just crazy that they're letting them get away with this.
Yeah, it's scary.
It would never happen in today's day and age.
Well, it still does, but...
Yeah, but not actually get away with it, though. Now, if someone does it, security beats the crap out of them. If wrestlers don't first.
Yeah.
So overall, what did you guys think of the pay-per-view?
I'd say if I was to rate it out of 10, I'd probably give it, I don't know, a 7 or 8. I mean, I like Vader. I've always been a big Vader fan, and this was a good match for him, but I know they gave him a pretty big push. To me, I wish he would have, been able to get the belt, but you can't take that away from Michaels. He was on top at that point.
Definitely.
I'd say it's a good solid, 7. It's above average. It had some good matches, but it was definitely not anything spectacular. So,
like we were saying earlier, I could have taken Stone Cold Yokozuna one over the Owen Hart, Savio Vega one in the beginning to open it up.
Blasphemy.
Or, how about this? We don't watch them paint for 15 minutes, and we still get both matches.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is Stone Cold who they're trying to push, and then he doesn't even get on the second biggest card of the year.
Well, it's Yokozuna, too. I mean, he's like, people want to look at these monstrosities in the pay-per-views like that, Yeah. He's their biggest guy at that point.
Definitely, and he just came back from injury, so they want to see him. I don't know why they kept him off the light card. It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
There was plenty of time they could have shaved off on other stuff to allow Stone Cold and Yokozuna 5 minutes on the pay-per-view. Now it's over, though. They should have had after Owen and Vega.
Yeah.
Let Stone Cold win, look good on SummerSlam, and continue on to his matches moving forward. Anyway, so...
Yeah, but then I like how we're going to be getting a Fatal 4-Way now on Raw.
Yeah.
To take over Ahmed Johnson's spot for world title.
I was going to say that. We have this Raw that's the one we're going to watch where they have the Fatal 4-Way. We're also going to start seeing the Intercontinental title tournament.
Yeah. Raw's really looking up right now, so.
It is.
Well, they got a Raw on Friday even after that. Have they done that since?
I think it's because the dog show or the U.S. Open. Because they always, back then, either the dog show or the U.S. Open, the tennis U.S. Open would air on USA on Monday.
Right.
And so they would have to move Raw to a different night. So I think that's why it's happening here. They had a couple of Raws on Friday still, but not many.
Those weren't live Raws back then, though. I wonder when they were taped.
Every once in a while it's live, but most of the time they're taped. It starts becoming live in 97, I think, more frequently because Nitro's live and
they were ruining the results for them. And
yeah. Well, and they still did that whenever they taped it because every once in a while they still tape Raw because of something like, you know, Dog Show or U.S. Open.
Right.
And, like, that's how they, because I know whenever Mankind wins the world title for the first time, that was taped because Tony Schiavone said the famous line, "That'll put butts in seats." And that's literally what caused the Attitude Era to win, or the WWE to start winning the Monday Night Wars. They announced that Mankind was going to win the title, and everyone's like, Mankind's going to win the title?
Yeah, and they switched over instead of staying there.
Oh, man, it's brilliant. I love it.
Like, we got Disco Inferno tonight, but over there they got Mankind winning the title.
Yeah, we got main event number 42 where Hulk Hogan's going to chicken out and not wrestle. But hey, Mankind wins the world title on Raw. Tune in.
Really?
Why would you want to watch that?
That'll put butts in seats. Did you not know that, Marvel?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's really funny. Eric Bischoff, like, reads the results to Raw on Nitro and causes everyone to switch over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, they dropped so far. And then after that, WCW doesn't win another week.
Really?
It is literally the end of Nitro being on top.
Wow.
That's the way to do it, though, man. That was smart. You know, have a title change on a weekly show. That didn't happen back then.
That's what was so nice about the Attitude Era is they started changing that title on Raw.
Yeah.
And they made it must-see TV. You didn't know who was going to be champion. You know, nowadays, you know you're not going to see a title change for the world title unless it's on the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Well, hell, you don't even see a match hardly anymore. That's
why I don't like the current era.
Yeah.
I want excitement. I want the possibility of someone to win the world title on Raw that you didn't expect. What's wrong with having some short-term champions, too, along the way?
Yeah, and let's see some fighting champions. Like, you know, put the belt up.
Yes, exactly. One of the best things about Bret Hart's first run as world champion, he fights everyone. He defends the title against Fatu from the Head Shrinkers.
Did he fight Gail Hopper?
Probably. With the title on the line. He probably did it proudly. He was a fighting champion. Now it's like the champion can only have a match on pay-per-view for the title.
We have a smirking champion now. That's what we got.
Yeah.
He comes out and he smirks every week. That's about what we get.
Gets the Hell of the album and then he spears them and wins.
Superman punches somebody when they're not looking, smirks, and then walks away with the belt. That was his appearance. Or they put him in some type of tag team match. They like to do that.
Yeah, all the time.
Make it not really worth anything. So you still got to kind of watch him wrestle, but it's nothing to do with the belt.
Right. You know, I missed that excitement that the Attitude Era had.
Do we want to transition this into some Money in the Bank predictions? We got a big show tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. Do you have the match list?
I do.
Sweet, let's do it.
All right. First up is Apollo Crews versus Sheamus.
I'm going to go with Apollo Crews here.
Really?
Yes, I want him to get that push. I think Vince McMahon is impressed with what he's seen so far, Apollo Crews, and I think that's why he gets this match, and he gets to win.
I don't know. I got Sheamus in this one. What was Apollo Crews getting beat down by Band-Aid covered Jericho? I mean, it seems like they should push this guy, but they're not going to.
Yeah, I'm a little leery still, too. Like, we're not too far away from Sheamus having the championship belt. I don't think they're going to drop him down to jobber status that quickly.
I don't think it makes him a jobber losing to Apollo Crews.
It makes him look good beating him, I think, though. You know, it's Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews hasn't had any really proper push yet. Who's he got over on so far?
Yeah, exactly.
No one really. That's why it's important.
That's why I said even Jericho after the last pay-per-view when he was full of tacks and covered in Band-Aids came out and beat him.
Well, yeah, but that's a multi-time world champion.
Yeah, he's the best in the biz.
I mean, it's hard to argue anyone looking bad after losing to Jericho.
Yeah, well, Sheamus is a multi-time champion too. So I don't see, it seems like even in Sheamus's low times, he holds a little bit of pride. Like they don't let somebody like Cruz go through him.
Yeah, it's already rumored to be relegated to the pre-show, so I don't think they're gonna make Sheamus drop that far.
Well, I'm not dropping my prediction. I'm keeping it. So
keeping Cruz.
Next up,
I'll be on top after that.
Another rumored pre-show match is Ziggler versus Corbin again.
God, why?
Oh my God!
Why are we seeing this pre-show feud? Let it go.
What's the stipulations of this one? Is this the fair one?
I guess so. Yeah, they say it's just a straight-up singles match. So
Ziggler can't beat him. I give it to Corbin. I guess. I don't. Who are they trying to push here? It's went on so long that they both had equal amounts of victories. Neither of them are really looking good. It's punches to the back of the head. It's uninspired, tired wrestling. I don't know.
I give it to Corbin.
I'd probably give it to Corbin too because they're trying to push him here. I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I had Corbin down.
Yeah, I think they're trying to push him, but it's very confusing. You're right, because Ziggler has looked equally as strong during this feud.
Shouldn't it be over by now?
It should be. No one cares about it. What?
I said you would hope it would be ending soon.
I definitely hope. I thought it was over after last pay-per-view.
They probably just can't figure anybody else out for Corbin to go after next, I guess.
I don't know why. They have a full roster. What are they doing?
I don't know.
Have Corbin and Cruz fight or something. Probably not if you want to push both of them, but you know what I'm saying. There's other people out there for Corbin to beat on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Ziggler was even really a good matching for him in the first place.
No, it wasn't. Ziggler would have probably been better for Cruz to feud with.
Right, exactly. Give Corbin one of the Wyatts. Let him fight with the Wyatts or something.
Yeah, definitely. All right, what's the next match, Marvel?
Next up is for the United States Championship, Rusev defending against Titus O'Neil.
Oh, come on. I don't see Titus getting a push on this one. I like Titus. I really like Titus, but he's coming out of nowhere on this one. This is coming off of Superstars, a feud or something. I see Rusev in this one.
I'm going with Rusev as well, but
it'll be a good match. I mean, it's a good big guy for Rusev to go against. This one will play out well.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking this one's going to be probably a Titus O'Neil victory via disqualification.
No belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see Titus becoming the champ.
He's just a big old whipping post for Rusev, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I don't see Titus ever having a singles championship, unfortunately. He's my former workout buddy. I got to root for him, but...
Yeah.
Rusev definitely takes this one.
All right, next up is the Fatal 4-Way match for the Tag Team Championship. New Day defending against the Club, The Crew. Enzo and Big Cass and the Blood Villains.
Call them the Blood Villains?
Yep.
That's scary. They should be called the Blood Villains. That sounds awesome.
Better than the Vaudevillains.
Yeah. I would be scared of people called the Blood Villains. No, but...
Change them to the vampire bit. They're already pasty enough.
That's true.
I guess the Aiden English is.
That's true. I got the club winning this one, actually.
You think they're going to take the belts?
I do, because we know they're not going to give AJ the win, and they got to make the club look strong.
Right. I like the club, man, but New Day is just doing something else right now, man. I mean, they got a whole segment of the show you look forward to on Raw. Without them with the belt, they got to keep them in the picture to keep tag team what it is right now. The tag team champ, the wrestling.
And I agree, but they've also had the belts for over a year, I think.
Yeah, they're getting close to a record. I think they might let them break that record with the success they've seen. So I'm going with New Day on this one.
I'm going New Day also. That's exactly why. I think they're going to keep pushing them to try to get the record. They had a lot of big success with that last year whenever Nikki was going for the women's title record.
They've earned it, man. They've earned it with what the segments of the show. I look forward to the New Day stuff, man. These guys are funny. They're
still
creative.
Be funny without the tag team title stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they could separate that, but they got to keep them in the picture. They got to be up at trying to get it back or something.
Yeah.
It might mean more to them just to let them get that record.
That's
for what they've done, man. I mean, Anderson and Gallows, yeah, man. That's an awesome tag team that came in and pumped some life into it, but it had life pumped into it already. It wasn't, not saying they don't need them, but if they'd have had them at a time before New Day, say when it was the Usos running and stuff, that would have been great. That would have pumped it up. Give the belt right to them guys, But this is a New Day,
Yeah.
They're even keeping Enzo and Cass from getting too big. People love them, but you already know they're not going to give them the belt yet. They're keeping them down with the Dudleys and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just think the New Day, they've done too much right now.
Yeah, and it's a little too chaotic, I think, for it. If they're going to lose it, I think it's going to be a straight up one-on-one, one team on one team.
Right, and I don't think the banter back and forth trying to get the belt back they're two different tones of teams. Anderson and Gallo and New Day, New Day's trying to be comedic. They got good moves. They work together great. Where Anderson Gallows are just badass brawlers. You can see them with the belt, no doubt. But it's not the same type of a segment. When they come out.
Well, but you gotta understand, there's also this brand split coming up, which they're gonna probably have 2 tag team divisions.
Right.
So while they might lose the belts, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be without the championship for long if they do lose it. And
well, that whole brand split, we're going to have to see how that goes. That's going to change a lot,
Yeah.
It really is. I don't know if they're going to have 2 tag team titles or if they're going to split it between the 2 brands. Same with, they still haven't set a world title or not, if there's going to be 2 or 1. I mean, we don't know anything yet. So. And
all it takes, I mean, even now, a handful of injuries and you're on lean. That's how we ended up with, Roman Reigns as champion. Everybody else was injured. Where's Randy Orton? Where's John Cena? Where's Seth Rollins?
I think Roman Reigns still wins the title with all those guys there. Vince has been so far up Roman's ass, it's not even funny.
Right. Well, it makes it easier to,
Yeah.
It makes it less entertaining because they got him going against AJ Styles, who they just brought in, and it's, he's Brock Lesnar's kind of out. He's doing his UFC thing right now, and he hasn't really done much with Roman Reigns since they had the belt taken from him.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know, there hasn't really been that great opposition for him there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I love the AJ feud that he had, though, but you're right.
If you tried to split that with 2 belts, you know what I'm saying? I mean, who's going to be going for the other one? It might be kind of sad.
No, there's plenty of talent that can go for it. I mean, that's what it does is it elevates our talent. The other talent could be Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. It would be amazing.
Right. I would like that, but...
I mean... You can't just look at it as a main eventer now. You got to look at who can be a main eventer.
Right. Well, then you're right. Then they could maybe do something proper with Cesaro.
Exactly. Cesaro could be a world champion now with the brand split.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's the next match, Farble?
Next up is a tag team match: Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Natalya and Becky Lynch.
I thought you messed up and you were saying the same match we just talked about.
No, for some reason they're having a tag team match and they're still pushing Natalya for some reason also.
I've been fast forwarding through the Charlotte segment since she kicked her father out of the ring, so I'm not too invested in this one. I mean, I always want to see Becky Lynch win, I guess. So I'd like them to win, but it's always some type of dirty win with Charlotte.
This is just garbage holdover until SummerSlam. I don't even know why they're having this match. Just don't have them wrestle if you're going to not put a title match on the pay-per-view. I mean,
Yeah.
no one wants to see this tag match.
Exactly.
This is like a SmackDown match that I probably still wouldn't watch.
Yeah, this is definitely a Raw or SmackDown match. This is not a pay-per-view caliber match.
No.
Have Becky Lynch versus Charlotte at the pay-per-view.
Exactly. We're supposed to be in a Divas Revolution, and they're just doing crap with them.
Right.
This is bullshit. But with that said, I'm going to go with Charlotte. No, I'm going to go with Becky and Natalya.
Yeah, I think so too. With the title on the line, it's got to be the face winning.
Well, that's who I want winning, but yeah, without the title, I see it going this way. They're going to give it to Charlotte. You know, they're going to let her lose this one.
All right, next up is John Cena versus AJ Styles.
So you're going to laugh at me. I literally just said there's no way they're going to have AJ win this match. And I'm going with AJ.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's Cena. You know, they let him lose.
I was thinking about it, and with how poorly AJ has looked since he came in, he really needs a big win.
Right.
And what bigger win than John Cena?
I'm kind of excited about this one, though, honestly, because John Cena can kind of make you look good. You know, I mean...
This is match of the night, guarantee it.
Yeah, because, I mean, you got to think he had to do his thing with Roman Reigns, you know, as stiff as he is. And then John, this will probably be a good one. This could be match of the night. I'm going to go with AJ on this one. I think they're going to build him up on this one.
I agree. Marble?
Yeah, I think you guys have swayed me over. Like, once you said that, I started thinking back, like, this is the same thing that happened with Owens. He dropped the first one, and then he won the other rematch to make himself look strong again. So, yeah. I could really see that going the same way. AJ wins this one, and then Cena will take the heat back.
What do you think about interference? Do you think there's going to be interference by the club on this?
I think the club gets involved with their new tag team titles.
You think it'll be a brutal victory on this one where they kind of put it to them, or they're going to... I mean, I guess this could... I don't see... With the match, you know, New Day... This is going to kind of, I guess, depend on how the tag team match goes. You know, because you got... The New Day's kind of been helping out John Cena, but they don't have that kind of bond. I could see them not coming to his rescue, you know.
Yeah.
Or, you know, maybe they just, after that match, destroy the New Day so they can't come out.
Yeah.
Make them look really strong.
Don't not be destroyed.
Even if New Day retains, you could still have them destroy the New Day so that they can come out and help Cena.
No.
Right.
They're Super Saiyans. They can't be destroyed.
Let's get some booty hoes in them.
Right.
Some booty juice. For you Swerve fans out there.
All right, next is the Money in the Bank ladder match. Kevin Owens versus Cesaro versus Del Rio versus Zayn versus Ambrose versus Jericho.
I'm just going to throw this one off the top of my head and run with it because it's what I've been thinking. Ambrose in this one, because then you're going to have a Shield title picture right now. I'd like to see it. I don't know. That's my thought. Anything else, any other storylines, I don't really think will be as important.
Well, I know who I want to win, and that's Kevin Owens. I think, hands down, of anyone in this match, Kevin Owens would be by far the best choice to win this match. He would be amazing with the briefcase. It would totally give him a new level to his character. And the briefcase is the ultimate prize, because you can literally get the title at any moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be good. He would be good. You're honest. I could see him too. You got me thinking about it, but because I'm a Kevin Owens guy. You know, like I've told Andrew, there's just something about the pot-bellied wrestlers that are just still badass and able to pull everything off. Like, you know, Vader, like we talked about earlier. I always like those guys a little bit better than, you know, the pretty boys.
Impressive. It really is impressive.
Yeah, and he's really skilled, man. I think that he'd be good with it too. You know, I mean, as good as Ambrose coming out, kind of, you know, walking around, he'd be good because he'd kind of hold that thing and kind of have the deranged look on his face, like you don't know what he's going to do. You know, I'd like to see Ambrose with it, but Kevin Owens coming out and running his mouth would be great too. I'm a big fan of that too. So
yeah, but while I want Kevin Owens to win, I'm gonna go with Ambrose. They made it very clear they want that Shield triple threat.
Right, and it'll be good. He'll come, you know, the way he kind of sombers out there and walks around with that, you know, he's going to torture those guys.
That's true, or he could just catch it in that night.
Hopefully not. I'd hopefully like to see him stretch it out a little bit. I think he could kind of haunt him. Coming out with that and kind of stir it up a little bit between them two.
You might be able to. I think we cut off Barble about 6 times, though, so I'm going to let him talk now.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I was just going to say, you guys set me up perfectly for my pick by saying it's the ultimate prize and it would be great to see Owens have it. I think that's exactly why Zayn is going to take it tonight, or tomorrow. Because Owens would just absolutely freak the shit out.
Oh, my God.
And
I didn't even think about Owens reacting
anytime
to
Zayn tried to
Zayn.
cash in that briefcase, Owens would be right there, just staring him in the eye, coming down and interrupting him every single time.
Dude, that would be perfect.
That would be good. That would elevate their feud at least into the title picture.
And it lets Zayn, have some big notoriety and give him a push up into that upper echelon.
Think about it this way. What if Owens actually sets it up so that Zayn cashes in, though, just so that he could beat the shit out of Zayn for the title?
Yeah.
Like, I could totally see Owens have a match against Roman Reigns and just demolish him. Then, leave him and act like he was mad when Zayn cashed in. And then be like, that's what I wanted you to do. And then just beat the hell out of him.
Yeah. This has been pretty good. I mean, let's think about some of the other ones, I guess, that we don't think would win if they did win. Like Jericho. How do you think how would he fit into the picture,
Jericho would be awesome in it because he's going to go on tour with Fozzy, and you would never know when he was going to cash in. It would be the ultimate surprise.
Yeah.
That's a good point. He makes a lot of big secret returns and stuff. So.
And he's great on the mic, too, so coming out with that'd give him, he's been super cocky, and it seems like the Money in the Bank, the briefcase adds cockiness to a character, so.
I mean, I could imagine Roman Reigns winning the Triple Threat Shield match at WrestleMania, and then you think WrestleMania's over, and all of a sudden, Break the Walls sound comes on, and out comes Jericho with the briefcase in front of 80,000 plus, cash in and winning the title.
Sounds good.
So does anybody see Del Rio even having a chance?
Yes, I see they're going to bring back his announcer. They're going to give him his next push. And no, I don't see it. Yeah. And I really don't see it with Jericho, even though it would be good. I don't know. I just think Ambrose, or I'd like Owens, man, but I think they got something going with him and Zayn. Unless they're going to try to elevate that, then they're probably just going to give it to Ambrose to get that Shield thing going.
Yeah, I don't see Del Rio winning this, but I didn't see Sheamus having a chance in hell last year.
Yeah,
and then he won. So
that was a very pointless title run too. I mean, it was
a very pointless run in general with the briefcase too.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really even a push for him. It didn't help him out. They gave him the belt, and it's still just really, he's back where he is now. We're wondering if he's going to be on the pre-card, the pre-show.
Right. Yeah, and honestly, if Del Rio wins this one, then WWE is just out of touch with their fans completely. Because no one likes Del Rio. No one likes Sheamus. If you have two people that no one likes in a row, people are just going to start getting pissed. It's like the Royal Rumble again.
Well, I wonder, too, if the WWE even likes Del Rio. I mean, he's back here because they bought him out so he wouldn't be somewhere else. He's not been given a push. They come back, they gave him a belt. They kind of tried to do that. I think that was a kind of a in-your-face to, Lucha wrestling. I mean, Lucha Underground that say, hey, we bought him back. We gave him a belt. He's relevant here. And we got our superstar back. But now they're not doing anything with him. That whole League of Nations was just a big flop,
Absolutely. Absolutely. They definitely got him just to rub it in everyone else's faces.
To say, hey, we get our guys back. That was Lucha Underground's big thing to get Del Rio, and he really didn't do much over there if you watch it, and it was kind of a, lazy run for him, and then they bring him back, so it's kind of like I think he's lucky to be where he's at.
You're probably right about that, for sure. I think all we have left is the main event then, right? Seth versus Roman?
Yep.
Well, I would love to say that Seth Rollins wins this, but if it's just a one-on-one match between two of them, Roman definitely wins.
Yeah, I mean, Seth Rollins doesn't really have any back going into this. Whereas before he kind of had the authority with him, during his run. He was, before he got injured, he was kind of, separating himself from that. But it's like now that he's back, he hasn't really established himself yet to go just take that belt. He hasn't really had any,
Well, he hasn't wrestled yet.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I don't see him coming back and just taking it. He hasn't really imposed nothing yet. I mean, he's...
Yeah. That gives him the perfect excuse, too. I wasn't at 100%, and I mean, why I lost.
How long did they work up to give Roman Reigns the belt for this long? Like it took them so long to finally give it to him, and that's what they want, and I don't see him taking it from him like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Not at a Money in the Bank. He's not going to lose it until one of the big pay-per-views.
Exactly.
I consider Money in the Bank to be a big pay-per-view. It's bigger than Survivor Series to me.
Well...
That's why you're a Bobrovsky.
You wish you were a Bobrovsky.
Well, what do they call the big four? WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series.
Yeah. But I think that Money in the Bank should replace it.
I like the money. Some of the ones I like the TLC.
Yeah.
It's not one of the big ones, but it's always the one I look forward to. The Extreme Rules ones, I look forward to those. I mean, we got some thumbtacks.
Yeah, I mean, I like those. I just feel like Money in the Bank's probably the best lower pay-per-view on the schedule.
It carries a lot of meaning. It's good because it can elevate a mid-carder.
Yep, exactly. That's why I like it so much.
I think you're both forgetting about the greatest match, and it's the Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber when they don't work and they're stuck in there and they got to kick their way out.
Hey, I love the Elimination Chamber.
See? That's entertaining.
I love it.
Yeah.
But they got rid of that pay-per-view, so...
They're fun to play on the game, though.
Oh, they're fun as hell. Plus, it's the ultimate winner. You eliminate 500 people, will become champion. So I think
we got the... Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Well, we got the Asylum match, though. I hope they bring that one back again.
If they do bring it back, can they make it more entertaining? Because honestly,
I don't know, man. That got me going. The thumbtacks got me going, man. I mean, up to that, it was really nothing, but for them to bring that back at a pay-per-view like that was pretty exciting for me.
It was. But while that part was exciting, the rest of the match was just bleh. To me, at least.
Yeah.
Some people really enjoyed it. Well, Ricky, I appreciate you joining the show this week. I hope you had a good time. I did.
Yeah, it was good to be on, man. Hopefully we can do it again and I can watch another pay-per-view.
Yeah, definitely. You're always welcome back. I enjoyed it. So,
Nope. You're fired.
He would say that. He's the heel of the show. So I'm going to go ahead and end it unless you guys have anything else to add.
No. Till next time, man. You guys have a good weekend.
Varble?
Ask Bob.
Do you have anything to add?
Nope.
All right. Well, then that puts another episode in the books. And that's the bottom line, because we said so.
Thank you for listening, and make sure to tune in next time to the Bottom Line Podcast with Stevie and the Big Guy.